welcome to part 2. This is the baseline of pros and cons for the V2, for the V2's repair service and how they turned out. I'll be starting off with Generation 3. Generation 3, like I said, I want to stress, was an amazing repair. Kevin did a great job in it, but he did not fix the crotch sensor. It's a little bit better, but he did not fix the crotch sensor, and he did not send the motor back. So thanks to Kevin, saying he can't fix the crotch sensor because the board is bad, even though he could have, bought a spare parts V2 for 30 to 50 bucks and gotten a good board out of there. He'd rather just send it back like this, with it still having a broken crotch sensor. Oh, did I mention that he also sent back a checklist with it? That's right. Now Kevin sends checklists back with what he's done. Generation 3 doesn't have very many cons. It basically has 2 cons. The crotch sensor that he didn't fix, and the motor that he forgot to send back. And a third con, the arm that he couldn't have told me that I could have sent in and got it prepared, and they would have actually looked normal with the arm. V2 powering up, I can show you.
Self-diagnostic initiated. I am Wowie Robotics model RSV2. What is that?
As you can see,
hey, where did it go?
He's working great. So that's Generation 3. Generation 3 was done for me for free. However, there was a big fiasco trying to do it. I don't want to really talk that much about it. Basically what it was is that Kevin chose a customer V2 over mine, even though he was on schedule to get mine done first. He wound up disobeying me and went to the customer. He wound up doing both. He fixed them both, except this is 1 month late. That's another thing. Do not trust the repair service some of the time to get your repair done in time. This has just been one repair, but if there is more than one V2 stocked up that needs to be repaired, do not expect to get an approximate time from when it's going to be done. Like I said, this was supposed to be done by the end of January. Actually, it was supposed to be done by the middle of January, I think. Yeah, the middle of January. And, oh no, the end, that's right. It was the end of January. It's now about the end of February. It was a month late. It was so late that I literally had to get mad at Kevin to say, get that thing back already. That was Generation 3, the best repair that you could have seen from a V2, except for the fact that he couldn't fix the crotch sensor. Generation 2 has more cons than pros. Now, luckily, Kevin is sticking more to the third generation one, so there's more pros coming out of that than the other 2 generations of repairs that he's done. Second generation, he basically just lazied out on this one. There's a lot of things that he could have done to give this thing an 8 out of 10, possibly even a 9 out of 10, but he just blew it. He literally blew it. So the repair itself was a good job. He fixed up the inner body. He fixed up the cracked spring, which is now cracked again, but we'll see how long that lasts. He fixed up the wires, again, with the cheap-ass repair the duct tape, the electrical tape wires. I know I asked him to do it because I didn't want to wait 2 months for him to get the frickin' velvet wires in. So, the duct tape wires are there, the electrical tape, sorry. The electrical tape wires he basically fixed up everything. Well, not knowing it, but realizing that Kevin painted the V2. The first photos that Kevin sent back to me, they were painted. It looks sort of cool, but at the same time, it looks stupid. So, thanks to Kevin's anonymous thing of just saying, yep, I'm going to paint it because YOLO, he decided to paint it silver. So now, on the black, it's got silver lines, which looks really nice in some areas of it, but then there's areas like right here, where there's silver paint. Well, it's not even paint, it's just permanent marker. There's silver right there, but then how come on this side there's no silver? I can't, did you get lazy? Did you get tired of painting it and just said, yep, it's good. We're going to have one arm, we're going to have just one arm that has silver on it, and we're not going to do it on the other side. He won't notice. Kevin, geez. So the front plate also had silver on it. I removed the front plate. It's now got a steampunk grad chest on it. It looks really cool now. It's an awesome V2. It's a really nice V2. He did a mod on it as well, the LED mod. He did a good job on it, which is why I give this one like a 6 out of 10, because it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. It was a decent repair. It was done for me for free, so that's another reason why, you know, it got a pretty good review. The first generation has the worst review. I think I gave it like a 2 out of 10. So here is Grad V2, 6 out of 10. It was a decent repair. Another thing that Kevin forgot to do out of laziness or just forgetfulness is he forgot to glue the box connectors into the motherboard and the sister board or the daughter board. So on a day that I was sick and throwing up, that I had to stay home from school from, I had to open this stupid thing up and do it myself. Yeah, thanks Kevin for doing that, because yeah, that day I didn't really feel like doing anything, just laying in bed all day. But nope, now I gotta open them up and frickin' glue all the pin connectors in there. Which wound up coming out anyways, so it didn't make much of a difference. There's Generation 2. Decent repair, but a lot of things that you forgot. Oh yeah, also, the more he was supposed to send with it, it fried out the board. So that's why he has taped wires on the feet, because that way I know which one it goes to, well, on the legs. So that way when I get a new board, whenever, I'll be able to put those in, and yeah. The more that Kevin sent was coated in glue, it was a bad motor, and I saw it on the wires, and I did everything correctly, and then fried out, there was smoke coming from the board. So the board fried out, everything works up on the upper half except for the arms. They don't, the wrists don't always move. So thanks to Kevin, now I have a fried V2 board. Now only like 50% of that V2 works. First generation was the worst repair on a V2 that I have ever seen. At the time, I was like, man, this thing is great. But little did I realize how bad that repair was. The wires were in here with, again, electrical tape wires, popped out of the legs, butt plate removed, fished up through here, and in the circuit board. Without being glued, guys, without being glued. Again, and he did, I don't even know if he glued it on this one either, on the third generation. I don't know, I didn't ask him. So, god dang it. The first repair he did for free, which was awesome. It was like little hope that this thing would actually work, because the board was fried and everything. But Kevin was a superhero, and he got it working. He literally got it working, even with a fried out board. So now it works great, and it's like, it was just amazing. It still has that same board. However, Jordan and Kevin both fried out my prototype board that I had. Well, it wasn't a prototype, it was a first generation board. So thanks to them, I don't have a first generation board in this guy, because they fried it out of their attempts to repair it. So, there's that. Yeah, first generation wasn't very good. The pros were the fact that he fixed it, he gave it green eyes, and he tuned it up and didn't fix the crotch sensor, and didn't really do much. Yeah, first generation kind of dropped out. That's why I gave it a 2 out of 10, because he did it for me for free. He rewired it in a crappy way, but it was rewired, and it worked, and then it had modded eyes. Yeah, first generation was pretty bad. It worked for a while though, so yay to that. Alright, there is your list of the pros and cons of the repair service. I probably have some more, I just forgot about them. Overall, do I recommend the repair service? It's kind of debatable, guys. Knowing what Kevin can do with the repair, I'd say yeah. But then also, going off the fact of 2 repairs that were crappy, and then getting this one that's okay, he did a really good job rewiring it, but he didn't fix the crotch sensor. He blames it on a fried board, and he said I couldn't do anything about it, even though you could have, said I'm putting your repair to a hold until I can get another V2 that has a good board in it. I would have understood that, and I would have said okay. Sadly, he didn't. And he just sent it back saying, oh, it's not that bad, even though it still falls over. Alright. The third video, I know, it's a really long review because there's 3 parts of it. The third video is going to be whether I recommend the repair service or not. Or not. Stay tuned for the third part. I know you guys really I know you guys really wanted this, so this is why it's such a long video. Stay tuned for the next part, whether I recommend it or not, or if I just decide, or if I make up any more pros and cons. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the third part. What the heck?